Mm. It's about midnight going into September 7th, 2023. And it's Crystal Storms, aka Crystal Clear Eyes, Renee Jimenez, Crystal Bridges, and now Mrs. Martin Luther X, aka Harriet Tubman's uh, love child, yeah, and why? I mean, I know I sound, yeah, 1 minute serious and the next minute I'm cracking a joke, but why? Why? I know people gonna come for me when I go public. You know what I'm saying? On 125 with the turn our backs on them. You know what I'm saying? Movement that will become a coalition that we can actually be a real political force to be reckoned with. And people going, come for me with my criminal record. I'll tell everybody beforehand so they don't have to come for me with no bullshit receipts about me, because I'll tell the receipts about me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have a criminal record. I sure do. You know where I learned to do all that criminal shit? On 160 between Broadway and Amsterdam in the Dirty 30 precinct, where I was up close and personal on two very dirty, corrupt cops, Black Maxwell was his last name. I know that because it was on his little name tag. And his white, silent, deadly partner. That's what I called him. Because I didn't look at his name tag. Nobody didn't want to know nothing about him. That man was like the descendant of the overseers. He looked at you. He was a little small white man. I still remember what both of them looked like to this day. Though I'm sure they're much older now. And Maxwell probably lost his hair, whatever the case. I still remember what they looked like. Yo, that white one, they were predators. That's where I learned to do all this shit from. I ran from the predators in my family who sexually abused me. 8 of my family members sexually abused me. Okay, my grandfather, he's dead. He answered the guard. My cousin Lil Joe, my cousin Harold, my cousin Stevie, God rest the dead. My godfather, Coleman, he's dead. I don't feel like God rest the dead. I really hated with Coleman. Yo, he was supposed to be my godfather. My grandfather too did that. My sister's father, Emmett Faulkner. Meddy was his middle name. Emmett Meddy Faulkner, I believe, was his middle name. He sexually molested me. One of my mother's other boyfriends after him, Romy, sexually molested me. And my cousin Thomas Renee Samuels. Big Tom from the Ave, 8th Ave. Chinky-eyed Tom, light-skinned Tom, who got all the girls back in the day. Everybody know, from 159-20 Harlem River Drive, apartment 13 H, I believe it was, or was it 13G? Cuz, Renee. In the family we call you Renee, right? Yeah, so all of y'all know what you did to me. Harold, Steve, and Little Claude too, Little Claude. Cause Stevie did it down in New York, Harold, Little Claude did it up in Detroit. Lil Joe did it here down in New York. And Renee, Tom, you did it here down in New York. Cousin Thomas Renee Sim. So I'll get to y'all later. Deal with y'all later. I want to see any of y'all come to my face. Don't try to talk about me online, on a fucking Facebook, on a motherfucking phone call. I want to see any of y'all speak to me face to face. Don't worry, I'm not going to attack you or act up on you. I just want to see if you're going to lie in my face and say you didn't sexually molest me. Those of you who are still alive. So we could talk privately later or whatever. Because right now I have more important things to do. Back to the receipts. So, yeah, like I said, I learned all the shit that I learned how to do, the crimes and all that I learned how to commit. From running from the predators in my family who preyed on me from I was 6.5 years old, between 6.5 and 16, my family was preying on me. And by the time I was like 17, I got the fuck up out of there, man. My mother wasn't protecting me. And I wandered my ass up to 160, getting in trouble because I started smoking, with my cousin Tom. Tom, cuz, you forgot to tell the family a lot. Why you try to act like you're holy roller Christian now, right? You forgot to tell him you was the one who started me smoking, and that you gave me angel dust for the first time. I never tried that again. That shit was wild, yo. I did that only twice in my whole life. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, we'll talk because of time. Can't wait to see you face to face. See if you want to try to lie, say you didn't do it. Any of y'all, cousins, any of y'all. So not Khalid. Not Khalid. And so he's my favorite cousin. He never did nothing wrong to me, not Khalid. And so back to the receipts. So that's how I wound up on 160. That's where I learned how to do all these crimes, from being right up there, close and personal, watching all the very, very heavy drug trade of the weight that was coming in. Back in the 90s, I realized being here that y'all, this generation don't know. And so I had to tell them they can feel free to pull out your phone and look up the receipts. Look up, what was it, D.A. Robert Morgenthau in the New York Times article, September 26, I believe it was, or 27, 1994. I already looked it up, because I bring receipts, where they had indicted like 15 officers from the Dirty 30 precinct. There was a huge shakeup over there. I know, I was right there on the block. I was there on the block when the first TNT bus happened here, and up in Harlem, up in Washington Heights, right there, where the weight came in. I was right there on the block, 160, when they drove the buses up. I still remember they drove 2 city buses up on each end of the block, one on each end to block it so nobody get in. And open the door, cops came flooding out from both buses onto the block. The block was filled with dealers and hustlers and custies and, whatever, everybody and people who lived there, whatever. And anybody who could not prove that they lived there on that block, right at that moment, they lined all the men up on the walls. It was in the news and everything. I was upstairs in my homegirl Sheila's house. God rest the dead. Sheila Solid or Sheila Block. I forget what her father had one name, her mother had the other, whatever. And so I was there. I seen the whole shit go down. And I was there for damn near 10 years on and off, up until I was about like 28, 29, like that. Right around the time I turned 30, I had changed working hard and changed my life. But all the shit I learned, and the first time I was arrested was right there, 160. I was a good girl before that. They could look and see, I was not a kid out in the street, Look at my fucking academic record. I was a fucking scholar, a genius, and I was derailed from my investigative journalism career by my family's preying on me, the predators of my family. They preyed on me. They used me for my intellect like I was a motherfucking computer. Crystal, how do you do this? How do you do that? Crystal, do this, do that. Crystal, can you do this? Can you help me with that? I mean, even the grown folks. I remember Barbara. Remember when I did couple of your college papers for you that you didn't feel you was going to be able to get a good grade on and you got a B+, remember? All right, so let's move on. Or Jeff. I'll talk to you one day, Jeff. Mr. Jeff, I did papers for your sister, remember? When she online, when she was trying to pass her finals out there. Where was she? Out in motherfucking Phoenix or wherever she was, Arizona. Anyway, on and on and on. I have receipts for everybody in my family, or people close to me, friends, family, neighbors, whatever. So I want to see anybody come out and try to say anything negative about me when I'm trying to do something positive with my life. Make lemonade out of the lemons that life done gave me, and that my family should have protected me, that they gave me. And then when I had to forced to go to the streets, I barely survived growing up in my family. My family was preying on me and using me at the same time, using me like a fucking personal assistant, babysitter, cook, chef, maid, security guard, helpmate, every motherfucker thing, encyclopedia, like Wikipedia before Wikipedia was there. Tutoring. Remember I tutored, Michael, I tutored Malcolm. Y'all up in Detroit. Remember Uncle Tony's kids? Stacy, Bashara. Y'all remember I tutored Malcolm? The son that Uncle Tony had adopted when he was with Sharon, who he was convicted for murdering, ordering the hit on her. Sharon, his third wife, and he did 25 to life and died in jail. Uncle Thomas Randolph up in Detroit. I know things about Uncle Tony y'all don't know, because I was around Tony before y'all even knew him. When he was down coming to see Grandma Lula, he came quite regularly to see Grandma Lula back in like the 80s and the 70s. So I know things about your dad that y'all don't know, but we could talk later, whatever. I want to see anybody come out against me. So y'all remember that I tutored Malcolm, right? Your dad paid me to tutor Malcolm at that nice house he had before he moved to that estate with his fourth wife. What was her name? I forget what her name was. I gotta look it up. The one who went to jail she owned the daycare centers. She had been on that show one time, an Oprah show with young entrepreneurs, black businesswomen. Well, I forget her name. The one he married after Sharon, who was murdered. But anyway, so everything I learned on 160, right up close and personal on them two corrupt cops, because I wouldn't run. And my friend Sheila, who was an OG on the block, and she was a hustler, one of the best hustlers ever, yo. She looked silly, but she stupid. She was not. That was her game, yo. That was her shit. She think Sheila's silly was silly and stupid if you want to. You'll be the got, just like a dad got. Everybody got, but not me. She didn't do that to me. She showed me, taught me shit. Pulled me into the little crew and shit, and they all taught me shit. They didn't realize they was teaching me a lot of shit because they didn't realize how smart I was. The only one who did, I think, was Sheila. But the rest of them, like Drew. Yo, Drew, I hope I'll never see you again. Hey, what's up, miss? Yeah, I'd love to see you again now, Drew. Come at me with the what's up, miss? Shit. Huh? Remember I used to come on the block with a book and you told me why? What was I trying to put on a show for or something? Because I used to sit there reading the book in between when I was hustling. Remember? You didn't realize how smart I was. I love books. That's why. Because books was my best friend. That's why. But anyway, motherfucking Will and Rich, the twins, who was opposites. They was not identical twins, They were not identical, no. Will was like Roadrunner, and Rich was with that GQ leather trench coat bullshit. With the dog murder, yeah, Rich, remember, you stole the keys and you had to leave. It was 30 years ago. Ain't nobody looking for you now, Rich. I wish you'd come at me with some bullshit. Talk about what I'm come at me with the, like I'm the little, silly, dumb kid on the block, innocent that I was back then. Nah, I'm not. So anyway, that's what it is. And I learned all this shit from them. You can look up the Dirty 30 documentary and you can see it went down in the 90s, and that's where I'm from. I lived at 159-38 Harlem River Drive, apartment 70. That's where I was growing up when I was being sexually abused so much by my family and all of that. And I wandered my ass up the hill because my cousin had started me smoking. He didn't tell nobody that, but he told on me I was smoking. But he didn't tell him he started me. You forgot to tell him that part, right, cuz? I'll talk with you later, cousin Tom, Renee Samuels. So anyway, or you forgot to tell him about how you sexually abused me. You would stop the elevator when the elevator was going up to go upstairs to your house, at Annie Mae's house, where she lived there for 50 years, had the same phone number, and you would stop the elevator with the fucking emergency brake and then try to, molest me in the fucking elevator, and I was so scared the elevator was going to fall and shit. Remember? You used to do shit like that? Yeah, we'll talk later, cuz. And so that's how I wound up there. And I learned all this shit watching the dealers, the hustlers, the OGs, the fucking, even saw one body boy up close. Only one. Nobody dealt with him. He was black. When I asked, yo, what's up? They said, don't ask. Don't ask. And my homegirl Sheila told me he's known that, off some dealers. The dealers were scared of him, and nobody dealt with him. Nobody, not our crew. The dealers on the block who they made much money. I found out from the documentary about the Dirty 30 that was $1 million block. They were $1 million blocks, and I know that was one because that one was in the New York Times as the biggest drug block. It was like a drug supermarket back there. It was written up in the New York Times. I don't remember the date for that article. I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find it. And so, if y'all mad at me, y'all should be mad at them. Mad at the drug dealers who were predators up there. They used to prey on the black people. I know it's true. I used to see them fucking swarm custies when they would come pulling on their clothes. I got it, papi, I got it. Because they didn't speak much English. And yanking on their clothes. 5, 6 people trying to pull them in different buildings, and they'll get upset. Of course they would, wouldn't you? And they'd be like, yo, get the fuck off me, man. What's wrong with you? And they'll flip on them like predators, like a fucking gang of piranhas, fucking school of piranhas, and try to just diss them or attack them. I've seen at least 3, 4 times black men running for their life off the block because they would not let the dealers diss them like that, grabbing their clothes and yanking them around and shit. And I learned shit from from watching them, and I learned shit from watching the Corrupt Popo, and I learned shit from, watching the OGs who taught me a whole lot of game on 160 and how to hustle and get PC and all of that. And they worked with them. The blacks worked with the Spanish who was, bringing it in and who was working on the scale. And my homegirl Sheila and the crew, they taught me all of this about the game. And then the Corrupt Popo taught me all the fucked up shit, watching them, in action. Me and Sheila, we didn't run like everybody else did. When Maxwell and his partner would come on the block, it was like watching a school affair. All them tough ass niggas who was all tough guys. I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of tough guys and thugs there, of course. They was in the fucking deep in the game. But when Maxwell and his partner, them corrupt bastards came on the block, the whole block clicked. They would say Bajando before they would even get on the block. Subiendo. One meant they coming up and the other one meant they coming down. I never could remember which meant which. I didn't know much Spanish. So, and the whole block was clear. But me and Sheila, we wouldn't run. We wasn't selling nothing. We wouldn't run. And we knew they wasn't there for us. Well, what are we? We wasn't nothing but a pebble. A fucking, we was a goldfish. They were sharks, and they were looking for other niggas to shark. They didn't care about us. And so that's why I would stand there, and Sheila would too. She lived there. They would say, Maxwell would say hi to her. Not the white one. He didn't say hi to nobody. He looked like he wanted to kill everybody. And I would even look down. He made me feel like I was terrified, like a slave. I would even look down. Sheila wouldn't say to nobody, said nothing to him. He looked at you. He was small, milky white, but he looked like he wanted to kill, like he'll kill everything up. And he said nothing. He just gave off this endless menace. Endless. It was like a heat wave would come off him. But Maxwell, he was friendly, like, Denzel Training Day type shit. So he would say hi to Sheila. And, he said hi to Sheila or whatever. So I say hi too. If Sheila say hi, I say hi too. And that's how I got to be on him. And he asked me out one time. Back then I was young and cute, whatever. And so he asked me out one time. He was sitting on the corner on the police car with his partner. It was cold that day. I had just got a PC and a cussy, whatever, so I was dirty. I'm coming from another block, and so I came on the block, getting ready to go to Sheila's house. And he was on the corner in the police car, and because he knew my face, knew me, knew Sheila, from me standing on the stoop all the time, whatever, he said hi to me or some shit or whatever, and asked me, out something. He tried to hit on me, and I just told him I had a boyfriend. I didn't, but I knew the fuck he was. My people had let me know good, and so after that, he was always friendly to me. Always, he was like, oh, all right, he brushed it off, and And that was the day I saw him do something for King Kong, who was like dirty, grimy crackhead. He used to walk around with no shoes and shit, funky. And they thought, that he was snitching to the cops. He quite possibly could have been. I don't know for sure if he would, but he quite possibly, because he was quite friendly with him. I seen Maxwell give him a pair of sneakers one time because he would walk around with no shoes. And, after that, he would just always, if he saw me, he wouldn't bother me. He saw me in the building sometime. They saw me. They would never do nothing to me because he knew I was a nobody, and he kind of liked me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. He gave me a lecture one time in the building, let me go, all kind of things. And he definitely saved my life. Thank you, Maxwell, because I know you're still alive, you and your partner. I already found out through the grapevine. Some of my peoples that know peoples in the hood told me you're still alive. And your partner too. And thank you for letting me off that roof on the corner of Broadway and 160 that day when I saw your partner kill that dealer with one punch, who, when y'all came off of the roof and y'all saw me and him standing there, because he was some new jack, he didn't have an apartment, and we was doing a hand-to-hand on the roof landing on the inside, and y'all was on the outside. I didn't know. Y'all was out there with the binoculars looking at the dealers like y'all used to do quite regularly back then. And y'all came off that roof and saw us there. I tried to leave, and y'all stopped us and triangulated. You took me to the side, and he took the white one. Your partner took the dealer to the side and said, "What was we doing there?" And you ultimately was the reason that I got off that roof after your partner got mad when the dealer kept lying to him, talking about nothing. And I said, well, we're just going to get busy, It was bullshit, and you probably knew it too, but I was hoping he would say the same thing, and y'all would have gave me another lecture and let me leave, and But when he said nothing, your partner, and he said your partner got mad and said, "Don't lie to me." You remember, right, Maxwell? And he said, "I'm gonna ask you again. What are you doing up here?" And the motherfucker said, "Nothing." And it got like a microwave oven up there. I was so scared, my heart was beating. I knew he was gonna hurt him because he never talked, he never say nothing. He was pissed the fuck off. And he said, "I'm gonna ask you one more time. What are you doing up here?" And motherfuckers don't act like they don't know where I learned this shit from. Huh? And he went to say nothing, and before he could get nothing out his mouth, your partner hit him so hard. I think it was a left. I'm not sure because I really was not. You think I really? I was terrified. I'm not sure if it was a left or right. I think it was a left, and he hit him so hard, with them loaded gloves he had on, them black loaded leather gloves that I don't know what they had in them, metal something. Why I don't know what was in them, but they were loaded. I know that. Hit him so fucking hard, and then the boy tried to throw his hand up to block it. He tried to throw, I believe it was his left hand up to block it. And he had a watch on and he hit him so hard in his face. The watch, he broke the watch. He hit his wrist, the watch, and his face all at the same time. Fucking watch flew off his wrist, broke the fucking watch. I don't know where it went, somewhere, and the dealer just fucking collapsed. He hit his head, fucking banister, and then he hit the floor. And the floor was fucking concrete. And that was it. He didn't get up, and you know it and I know it. And y'all was in that corner talking for them 2 or 3 minutes, and it felt like forever. I know what y'all was talking about. You think I don't know why your partner was looking back at me like he wanted to kill me too? About me. Y'all never whispered around me before. Y'all was always quite open around me. But that day, y'all was whispering in that corner. And then you looked at me and you said, "Get out of here." And you never talked mean to me. But that one day you did. And I know why. Because you wanted to make him happy, your partner, because he wanted to kill me. And you didn't. And you let me off that roof, the corner 160 on Broadway. Red brick building. It was red brick back then. I'm not sure what it is now. With that metal railing in the front of it that was black, and elevator in the back, slightly circular staircase going all the way upstairs to what? The 6th floor, I believe it was. And then, and then we'll walk up to the landing. That's where me and the crew, we used to hang out in a couple buildings. Sheila's building, that was Felix's building. You probably remember Felix. That was Sheila's man, another hustler. Anyway, thank you, Maxwell, for letting me off of that roof. But I kept your secrets too for over 30 years, and now I have to tell the truth because everything is so fucked up in these communities. My people, ain't nobody keeping me safe. I can say this, Maxwell, at least you didn't prey on me. I can say that much. I saw you and your partner prey on a lot of them dealers, and the shit y'all did, and I never said nothing. You know that. I was a fucking kid out there in the game, and I minded my fucking business like I was supposed to. And that's why you let me off that roof, and thank you. But what you didn't know was that your partner was right. When he used to look at me, I know he probably said to you, something's up with that one, something like that. He didn't like me instantly. I mean, more than everybody else. I could feel it. Something. He would look at me with a strange look, and I would look down. I didn't want to look in his eyes or nothing. I didn't want him to stop. Nobody wanted him to stop. Because if he stopped, it's bad. It's going to go downhill. You better do what he say or else. At least you was nice about your shit. He wasn't. But anyway, thank you very much, Maxwell. This is not about you. I'm not trying to hurt you. You did what you did. They did what they did. And my family did what they did. But that's how I learned to do all this shit now that I did what I did. So if y'all want to be mad at me, be mad at them too. The predators who preyed on me. And taught me how to prey on the predators around all of you. Y'all predators trying to prey on the kids. You know why I do this? Because kids' lives matter. And my sister, Cheryl Outerbridge, who was murdered Monday, December 2nd, 2013. December 2nd, 2013 at 6:30 a.m. in Jamaica, Queens, by 2 fucking morons who ruined, black morons who ruined 3 lives, 3 families. They ruined their lives, my sister's lives, their family's lives, my life, any chance I had to ever spend time with my sister, and Jason Perez, his life matter. Poor Jason Perez, 17 years old, murdered on the corner, 170 in Ogden, going to the local corner Arab store, and he lived 1 block away on the other corner, and murdered by 5 local gangbangers who still live in the community, black and Spanish. I know, because if they were black, the Spanish would have been up in arms, and it could have been all Spanish, but no, the black and Spanish get down together. Here, they're grimy. I gotta tell the truth about everything, because I've been carrying all your secrets forever, and I'm not doing doing it. When I go, I'm only taking what I did to go answer to God, not what y'all did. So it is what it is. And, because, people like, oh, what was that poor boy? Oh my God, Junior Guzman, yo. See, his life matter because that was so gruesome. Y'all cared. It was on video, y'all cared. But y'all don't care about the other many thousands of kids who don't make it home for crazy shit. I said, do what you do. And my track record shows that. I kept my mouth shut on 160, yo. Or I wouldn't have never made it off. No matter how young, innocent, nice you are, if you step wrong over there, you gonna pay. And somebody gonna make you pay. The dealers, the OGs, the hustlers, or the corrupt popo, or whoever. The predators, the many predators was out there. I survived them all. And these kids should have a fighting chance to survive too. And our leaders ain't doing nothing. Our black leaders in the community are sitting back, busy running for migrants because they know